Where last we left the city of London and the world of darkness, our vampires had just started their second night of their tenuous freedom. Evelyn and Christoph. I think it was Evelyn. Yeah, Evelyn and Christoph. No, it was Evelyn and Kim Tai decided to go and no, it was Evelyn. Rare. It was Evelyn and Benedict who decided to go hunting to find some food for the fledgling vampire Mary. While Christoph and Kim Tai decided to go speak to Kim's contact to get their hands on transit out of the city. During the night before they awoken, Benedict himself had received a vision of a potential hunter chasing them in the night, a vampire named the Houndmaster. While out and about, Kemrutai and Christoph encountered another predator of the night, a vampire by the name of the King of London. At least that's what they're calling themselves. Both Kemrutai and Christoph managed to avoid their, well, just combat in general by tricking the Houndmaster, the King of London, to go and pay the Houndmaster a visit. While Benedict, while he was supposed to be bringing Mary home, ended up going to pay the Houndmaster a visit themselves. Meanwhile, Evelyn met up with Christoph and Kemrutai to speak with Kem's contact, Mr. Michael Thornton, on the subject of getting the hell out of Europe. Namely, an offer from an interested third party, a Rhian McFinn. Fian. Yeah, there we go. That Celtic name, man. Rhian wished to pool some money in order to gain passage out of Europe and into the New World. They're also a werewolf. They wanted a truce and a ceasefire with the vampires while aboard of the ship, and then once they got to the New World, he and his clan would vanish into the woods, hopefully never to cross paths again, as neither party were too keen on each other. After much discussion, Evelyn, Kim, and Christoph decided to return to the church to plan out their next steps. Meanwhile, Benedict, after having had a conversation with the Houndmaster, an interesting, at least I think, conversation where they promised to murder them, and to do so with some sort of a weird code of honor. Benedict witnessed the King of London's rat swarm besiege the inn in which the Huntmaster was staying. The building eventually catching fire as someone was shot through a wall, as hordes of rats and God else knows what poured into the building. We return to our vampires as they return themselves to, one second, the chapel that they've been calling home for the past 2 nights. Inside, you find Francois. What was his name again? Francois, Claudio, and Mary in various states throughout the chapel. Francois still, at this point, looking dejected and just beside himself on one of the pews. And Mary and what was his name? I keep forgetting his name. Just read it. Claudio. Mary and Claudio having a conversation near the sepulchre, the altar at the top at the end of the church. Due to distance out-traveled, I'm going to say Kemrutai, Benedict, and Evelyn all arrive before Benedict does. Wait, no. Kristoff, Cam, Rutai, and Evelyn. Benedict's gonna arrive last, my bad. Million names! Wee!
Yippee.
And I turn the game over to you all.
Are we all back at... Sorry. Brain is going slow because it's only 20 minutes past 8 a.m. here. We're all back at the...
Currently, everyone is back at the chapel except for Benedict.
Oh.
Okay.
You see...
Evelyn is going to look around the chapel for Benedict because he's supposed to be here.
You look around. He is supposed to be here. All you see is Mary, the ghoul, and the human. There is no...
Mary.
In fact... Okay, go ahead.
Mary. Where is Benedict? The one I sent you back with.
Benedict? Well, when we got back, he sent me in, made sure it was fine, and then said he had something to take care of back in the city.
That was all?
She pauses to think. I think it was all, yes.
Thank you.
It seemed
She's
quite
gonna
happy
look at,
to have been thanked by you.
She looks at the other two. Either of you know anything about where he might be?
No. Would you like me to try to look for him?
No idea. But yeah, you could try.
I don't know that we should be traipsing the streets for no reason. He is quite an imbecile. I hope he hasn't got himself killed.
Let me see. I'll try to telepathy to Benedict.
As you begin to muster the mystical energies required to send your mind to Benedict's, the door to the chapel opens and he's standing before you.
Benedict, I was about to look for you. Where did you go?
Oh. You might want to sit down for this one. He takes a seat at one of the pews and slouches down. I've met with the Houndmaster.
What?
What?
Yeah, well, it was bothering me in my mind. Couldn't just ignore it. I know that it was against what you've wanted me to do, but it just felt right. I've had a talk with him. He mentioned that he wanted to hunt for me, and then I said us. So now he has the knowing the possibility of knowing where we are right now.
My knee feel really weak as I sit down on the pew.
Evelyn is clutching a rosary with white-knuckled tension and staring at Benedict.
There's
Yeah,
something
sure.
else.
Okay. Yep.
After I talked to him, the place was swarmed with rats for some reason. I don't know what's happened in there. It's likely something to do with him as well.
Oh,
That
is...
was us, says Kristoff as he's leaning on one of the chairs, just face palming still. Yeah, we've encountered a certain nasty individual, which we may or may not have tricked or sent that way to divert their attention. I am glad you somehow got out there before they arrived. Clearly, because that was that was a lot of rats. Let's just put it that way.
You possess power over rodents?
Yes.
I see. Well, that works in our favor very well.
Claudia.
They are
chimes
very
in.
big.
The one with the rodents. Was he uglier than Sin?
Yes.
That's putting it lightly.
He called himself King of the London.
Well,
Oh,
that would be a Nosferatu then. Do any of you have the ability of Auspex?
Yes, I do.
Use it frequently. They are very clandestine in their being.
Yes, I've been using it almost all the time now. I'm very worried.
Mary raises their hand.
Mary?
What's a Houndmaster? It sounds bad.
Well, Benedict.
It's someone. Well, we have a woman that's after us, and she has a lot of very large dogs. We need to get out of here. Have you made any contact with whoever is able to get us out of here, Kem?
Yes, we have a couple choice. And that's why we needed you here so we can talk about it. We have to pick one of the choices. There are 4 ships that we can take.
Okay.
Well, you followed Benedict.
Not that I know of. They were
Oh.
very occupied as soon as I fled.
I will go take a look at the front door. You can update him the detail. She's gonna go over to the front door and just use Auspex to scan wherever he came from.
Okay, go ahead and I believe...
Choo!
You know how that power works by now, so go ahead and make the roll.
11d10 is awareness and perception, correct?
I believe it. I think so. Let me double check if you're asking. You're trying to see auras.
Yes.
That's perception and empathy.
Oh, perception and empathy. Okay, that's 13.
And specifically, you're trying to see auras. If you're just trying to look, you just see better and stuff. Let's see here. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, actually, it's difficulty 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. You see the auras of several mortals still milling about this evening. A couple coming and going from mostly leaving downtown London for the small houses and cottages that surround the area. There are vermin in the area. Rats, cats, bats, owls. But none of them have the marks upon their souls of ghoulification. None of them are controlled by any sort of other vampire that you can gather, at least.
She closed the door and came back to the group. I don't see anything, but we cannot be sure. Those rats,
Wow.
they are very sneaky. We're very, very sneaky.
If the vampires hunting us have the ability to trace by scent, and Benedict has helpfully offered his scent to at least one of them, then we're no longer secure here. What is the consensus regarding how we should move ourselves from this land? We have several options, the most conservative of which would be the immigrant ship. It's ready to go, it's the soonest to leave. There will be other passengers aboard who we may carefully feed from as necessary. And it would be cheaper than the charter, or wait, the charter ship is ready to go the soonest. Soonest to
The
leave, ready to
charter
go
boat
potential
can-
other passengers, yeah.
The charter boat would leave the fastest. It'd also be the most direct trip.
Yes.
But it doesn't have any people currently on board it. They
Okay, other potential passengers, yes. Okay.
Yeah, they take whoever they could find, basically on the day or like a day or two, and then go. The colony
Immigrant ship
yes,
will have
already has a list of people ready to be boarded onto it, but they're not going to leave until those people are on the boat.
Right. The trade ship would be more expensive and a much longer trip with fewer people. I would not recommend that. The fourth option would be to purchase a ship, and there is one that Kenrati's contact has in mind. However, he does say that there are superstitious sailors who believe it is haunted. I don't know if any of you are concerned about such things, but at this stage, with our position potentially compromised, perhaps we should invest in the ship. But I'm not entirely clear if it is within our own funds to do so, or if we would need to potentially ally ourselves with 3 werewolves and their offspring of humans, who would all be out of touch, out of reach. We would not be allowed to feed on any of them, which would be quite the temptation for a long journey.
Definitely. So far, as far as, well, convenience sake, let's say the colony ship would be the most tempting. However, since we might be compromised,
We are in a hurry, yes.
it might be best, or my vote is either on the charter ship or purchasing the ship.
Benedict, do you know your date of birth and your time of birth?
Sorry, out of character. I haven't really thought about this. Yes. It's November 20th. I'm not sure about the time though.
It can
Probably
be
around the evening.
Okay, that is good enough. I would like to consult the star to see if Benedict has been compromised.
Okay.
He's
real
about to be
fast.
compromised.
Real fast, Annie, and thank you so much for the raid. Sedlin, we are just underway. They're playing Leave the Company. Awesome. You want to read the stars and see if Benedict is compromised. Define compromised.
Like, if he has been found, and is he leading the disaster to us?
If he has been found and is leading danger your way. Okay. Great.
Actually, yeah, it's there. Danger coming his way. Yeah, that's easier wording.
Great. Go ahead and roll me Wits plus Occult as you look out to the stars. That's a good roll. Now, did you specialize in?
Yes, I am now specialized in astrology.
Okay, so that goes from 2, 3, 5 successes to 7 successes. Gemrutai, as you stare upon the night sky, charting the stars, danger follows in Benedict's path. But danger follows in all of your paths. It's hard to say if that which stalks him is more dangerous than that which stalks you, or that he's specifically compromised. But as it stands, he is a little bit more at risk than everyone else. A little.
Because he's stinky.
If the notion of smell has been brought up, Christoph, your squire, Francois, actually creeps up next to you. You know, a fugitive on my uncle's land once managed to avoid some hunting dogs for several months by rolling around in horse shit. We have some horses, and they have some shit.
Oh my god!
It'll smell like horse shit for a while, but...
Good idea.
I'm open to other suggestions.
What if I just rip his throat out?
So where's the horse shit?
No. The star said it might not be as bad as we thought. Yeah, the star has spoken. It's fine. Still really dangerous. But our overall dangerous may be just as bad. Maybe things are still okay. I trust the star.
One benefit of buying the ship would be that we could relocate to there as they are preparing for our voyage. So it would no longer be here, but of course if they followed us there, then that would be an issue. But also, in the future, we would be able to send the ship back for trade with the New World, which could be eventually quite profitable. But it is obviously a large investment, and I'm not very convinced that we can ally ourselves with the werewolves. That seems a very risky proposition, seeing that we will be vulnerable during the day. Yes, Kim's contact has another interested party who has 33, he said, family members, plus himself and 2 other family members who are werewolves, so 3 werewolves and 33 humans.
Yes.
All of whom would be not allowed to be touched by us.
Also 12 ghosts in the ship.
Ghosts. Is that a concern?
Can be. Ghosts can be mischievous, can bring bad luck, can cause accidents here and there if they're mischievous. But if they are not, then there should not be a problem. You will need holy men to do that. I can try to talk to them, but it's not guaranteed. And that will put myself at risk as well.
If it comes to that, I'll try to convince them myself.
The spirits?
Assuming. The holy men. Assuming I won't be covered in horse shit by then.
I do not think it's wise that you show yourself again.
Benedict, come sit here. Come sit with me. Over here.
I can hear the
As if
patting.
she's waving him over to sit and do nothing.
While he's on his way there. Hey, Benedict, do you have a change of clothes?
No, why?
All
Perhaps
right.
there's something around the chapel. Let me look. I do a little search for discarded robes or something.
All right, give me a quick perception plus investigation.
It's gonna be real low.
Could I help with that too, then?
Perception.
Yeah, you can either roll it yourself as well, or give her another die to roll.
Perception and investigation.
Yeah.
All right.
I could roll 5 on that.
Yeah, do your own roll because mine's gonna be low.
Evelyn, you do find an old priest's frock. A little dusty,
All right.
but looks like it would fit.
Any like kind of scented anything like incense or I don't even know what a Catholic
With a
church would
single
have in
success,
this period.
no.
Okay.
Let's see what Kristoff finds though. That's 5 successes. Kristoff, you find what looks like it was an apartment for whoever lived in here in the basement. You find a set of street clothes, including riding boots, coin purse, belt, surcoat, shirt, like full set of middle to upper class clothing for like day-to-day wear. You also find the church's stock of incense and oil, as well as, I'm gonna say, a 1 dot fortune for the shared resources. So I'll just add that. The 1 dot fortune. A 1 dot fortune is the equivalent of like the spending money for a day or two could get you a hotel room for a night.
Take anything we can get at this point. Alrighty, there are spare clothes in here after all. Do also found some incense. I've honestly was thinking of just having Benedict change his clothes and, well, horse shit to retrace his steps of it and just throw off the scent of any pursuers, but you might be off the hook on that one.
Hectic, which set of clothing smells the strongest?
They both smell pretty musty. They must have been sitting down there for at least a year, maybe 2 or 3.
All right, I'll tell Benedict, dress in what Kristoff found, and then seat yourself in the corner, and I'll light some incense around you.
Okay.
Fast. Okay. Benedict, as you go to change, you end up in a cloister. A little, like a little cutout portion of the church, like a mini chapel with a statue of a saint in it. Typically for some sort of worshiper, specifically some offerings to a specific saint. And I need you to roll me a self-control.
Oh. Oh. Self-control. What is it again? Okay.
Damn it, so close. The statue, it's beautiful. It is a probably granite carving of the Virgin Mary. The soft features, the calm expression, the long hair. There's something about it that resonates with you. And for a moment, you think it could be your lover, your beloved. But it's a statue. How could that's silly. Silly statues can't be your beloved. That your beloved's a people.
Can I see that happening? Can I see the look in his face, like looking at the statue?
With Kemmertai's perceptive abilities, you do notice Benedict pause and study this statue of the Virgin Mary for a little bit longer than normal, like he's trying to parse through something, to think through, to get past a thought that's stuck in his head. But then he just shakes it off and starts acting normal again.
I'll keep my eye on him. I'll keep my eyes on him too, to make sure that he doesn't get off the pew. I'm babysitting him now.
So you watch Benedict change.
And I look away when he's changing.
Okay. Right, so Benedict changes. What next?
We'll go over
he
to him
gets
and light incense.
he just sits on a pew as instructed because he realizes the mistake that he's made.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me just double check a thing real fast.
Mhm.
Evelyn, what is your courage?
Courage.
Okay, I'm gonna say that you're not so cowardly that a candle will trigger the frenzy of flame. So you take a lit candle and you light a few incense sticks and set them near and around Benedict, so he'll get a wash in the smell. Hopefully cover up his own personal scent.
Yeah, once that's done, she's going to just kind of take a step back, but not too far, just so it's not like she's immediately within the smoke, and look at him and say, Benedict, are you prone to following your urges and not listening?
I think so, yeah.
That's a problem for me.
Yeah. Yes, I'll follow you, all of you, more carefully this time.
Not
I'll
only
try
your own
to-
life hangs in the balance, you understand this, yes?
Yes, I do.
What is it that you need?
What I need.
What are you seeking when you follow these urges of yours?
I don't know. I lost my direction a long time ago when I was turned. I just seek to live.
I can direct you.
Direct me. And how would you do
Yes.
that?
I have a very important purpose.
I'll think about it.
If you cannot be relied upon, then you will be a liability, and I will not tolerate that.
I understand. I'd like to get out of here in one piece as well. So I'll listen as you say.
You will. There is no question of that. Or you'll be given over to those who seek to end us all. It's quite simple.
I understand.
Good. Next time you have a bright idea, please come to me first.
Yeah. I won't leave your side.
Very good.
He just slouches over on the pew and just takes a deep breath.
Gonna retreat back to the other two.
You be a good boy now, Benedict. We'll get through this. Mistake. It's done. We only move on now. I'll pat his back.
The
Thanks, Cam.
cloying, almost stringent smell of the incense quickly fill the small chapel. I'm trying to describe a scent that I haven't smelled since I was young. This smoke, it obviously smells like smoke, but it's something else. It's something that burns the nose a little bit, but not to the point in which it's deeply uncomfortable to be in. But it's a very distinct scent as the smoke wafts across the floor, and there's a bit of calm for a moment. You're alone here. Maybe this will help you. Maybe this will help keep you safe from the scent trail left behind. But there's still the pressing issue of the boats. From what it sounds like, you were all most interested in the purchasing of a ship, or joining the colony ship that would be leaving soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to pursue that tonight, or would you wish to let this calm settle in and retire for the evening and do it tomorrow?
Kim already looked at the boat, right? You said there were 12 ghosts?
You haven't had a chance to inspect any ships yet.
Yeah.
Okay. That was going to be the next order of business.
How much time? Well, how much time?
Yeah, what
is there
time
left?
is it now? How long before sunrise?
So, honestly, it's only been about 4 hours since the sun went down. Which means you have... It's just starting to turn to fall. The months aren't fully equal yet. I'd say it's a 10-hour night right about now in August. I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate, but I'm going to give you about 6 hours to do your business for the evening.
Plenty of time. Do we go talk to Frederick Jacobs, or do you want me to go scan the ship now?
It would be good to inspect the ship. I have no knowledge of seafaring vessels. I cannot assess it for seaworthiness, but if there is some type of malignant presence, then you should be able to sense such a thing, yes?
Yes, I will be able to see it.
Do you need someone to accompany you?
Yes. There's a little problem. If I to communicate with them, I'll have to leave my body. I will need somebody to guard my body.
Who would you like to go with you?
I look at Kristoff.
Alrighty, I'll take that as a hint. Let's go.
Did you not have to go talk to somebody too?
Well, I intend to talk to them after we check the ship, because we don't really know yet which option we're taking. We're still scanning our options.
Okay, then let us go.
I need not tell you to be cautious, but
Extra cautious now, lad.
Hmm.
There's a ruckus in the city. Or at least
come
in the
back to me in
tavern.
one piece.
I intend to. Well, He pats Cam on the back. I'll also bring her too in one piece.
That would be convenient for me, thank you.
Kim smile.
Fred, your squire speaks up before you leave, Christoph. Christoph. We have
Yes, what?
if it is a matter.
Out of character, couldn't quick catch that tight.
We have the horses if time is of urgent matter.
Sure thing. What is it? Speak up.
You could take
Horses.
the horses. If time is urgent.
One should
It
carry you
is-
both, yes?
It is tempting.
Less subtle, however.
Yes, that is the thing. Christoph turns back to Benedict. So, how long was it when you saw the mess going down?
So what is the location so we may avoid it?
I'll take you out of the world map.
Thank you. It's just about south of here.
This
We're
general area.
Mm-hmm.
Cam, where was the ship again?
He mentioned it at the dock.
I'll put the knife where the ship is. And I'll put the Houndmaster where they were last sighted.
Just about south of here. 2, 3 streets down.
Huh, that's rather close for liking. Horses
Well,
might be the
give
best
that-
option.
Give that area a wide berth. Yes, you may want to travel with swiftness.
Might be the best option after all. Just... Well, time to throw caution to the wind.
Em, are you
The
familiar with
tavern.
riding?
Well, wrote them here. I'll take.
She shook her head.
The tavern.
You should take one
I
horse
should
then.
add.
Will do.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Benedict, you had something to say?
Yes, the tavern. It's hard to miss as well. It was on fire the last I've seen it.
That should attract quite the crowd, yes.
That might actually work in our favor then, because there shouldn't be that many guards around then.
Let us hope for my last frayed nerve, yes.
Well, only one way to know. You ready, Cam?
She nods.
So, you're gonna try to ride over the horses. One of you, I'd like to give me a charisma and animal chem. Roll.
All of us?
Charisma and
Whoever is
Christoph and Kim.
is driving the horse,
Oh, okay.
That would probably
Oh.
be...
steering the horse, like, yeah.
good luck.
That's
Ooh.
success. Christoph, the horse is skittish, especially when you help Ken onto its back. Animals especially living ones, do not like vampires. They can smell the wrongness on you. But this horse has been broken. This horse has been ridden by vampires before. And you eventually manage to get it to calm the hell down. It'll let you ride it, if not reluctantly.
There. We're not biting you tonight.
It's a good thing the horse doesn't understand. And you are going to the docks. Actually, yeah, there we go. Benedict and Evelyn, is there anything you're doing?
Yes, actually, Evelyn is going to approach Francois and in French say to him, "May I speak with you?"
Very well. He replies.
I am Evelyn Beauchesne. I wish to ask you, do you have a family nearby?
I am Francois Gardiner. My family comes from Nevis. Not, particularly close to London, no.
Would you like to send them a message?
All things considered, perhaps it is better that they think I died in the service of the church.
I understand. What church did you serve?
I serve the Pope, the papacy, in Provence. The true Pope, not the fake one in Rome.
Out of character. What religion is that? Catholic, Protestant?
Catholic.
Catholic, okay.
Let me double check something. 1600s, two popes? Because there's a lot of time when there were two popes.
Choose your popes, choose your popes.
And pope battles were real.
That's why they had the big hats.
Okay, there was only one papacy by then. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I served the papacy in Rome. I thought I did. Turns out, he raises his upper lip and does a little raw hands like.
Yes. I was a nun before I was turned. Well, about to take my vows. I had been in the service of the church since I was young, a child.
So no, that's myself. I was merely, I would say, assistant to a bailiff. I'd always had a good sort arm, and, well, protecting only men seemed like a good thing to do.
Well, despite what was done, I still serve God as best I may in this life that I have. I still have faith. And though you have no reason to trust me, we are both servants of the same God, and that is meaningful to me. I will not deign to know what that means to you.
I think you think yourselves the same God as me, but we can never be sure.
I suppose that is true, yes.
Who knows what makes you like this and what makes me like this, eh?
Much is unknown, that is true. I do not consider myself arrogant enough to assume that I understand all the mysteries. I merely have faith.
I read a very old book once written by a very smart Greek man. Do you know what it said?
No?
The only things I know for sure is that I know nothing. It's that particular nugget of wisdom is keeping me sane at the moment.
Well, then it's useful. I agree. But as much as I understand, you have no reason to trust me. Should you need to speak with someone, I am willing to listen.
He just sort of points over the altar. We're in his house. If I need to speak to anyone, I will speak to him. I appreciate your offer, though. Sister Beauchamp.
My chosen name as a sister is Patrizia or Patricia. After Saint Patrizia of Constantinople.
He just sort of shrugs. Whatever you say.
Okay, she's gonna leave him and go over to Mary.
Mm-hmm. We can have a conversation now, or shall I cut over to Christoph and Kembutai?
Got over to them.
Okay. So you settle in. Benedict, anything you're doing? Or just chilling?
Just chilling.
Okay.
He's behaving.
Good boy.
Then we cut over to Christoph and Kemrutai. As you travel down the main road, Benedict wasn't exaggerating. It's little... Each of these chunks is a little more than a city street. They're 2 or 3, honestly. But even from there, you can see smoke from the riverside. And there are some people making their way down that way with buckets in hand. And, like, other tools of firefighting in a town mostly constructed out of plaster and wood.
Oops.
It's caused a bit of a ruckus, considering how late in the evening it is. It's about, at this point, to our reckoning, 11 o'clock, maybe 12. But there's still, especially in this part of town, a bit of a ruckus of activity because of the fire. You make your way down to the docks. Basically everything on the riverfront is considered docks, by the by. In full view of the London Bridge, in fact, and the Tower of London off to the east. And you find your way to a single pier with a ship moored on it. And yeah, it's the ship you were told about. There's no one out and about guarding it, other than a few patrols coming up and down. If you ask around, no one's really bothered about the thing. It's currently unoccupied and not loaded up with anything. And it would take a hell of a lot of people to steal a sailing ship, so... Again, not a lot of people guarding it.
We'll approach them. We'll approach the ship. Anybody try to stop us?
As you go, a porter, someone who works here, says, "Oi! You're not gonna try to sleep in there, are you?"
Oh, no. We're here to solve a problem. Michael sent me.
I don't know, no
Mr.
Michaels.
Thornton.
Oh, Thornton. Alright. I'm gonna come about in an hour. If you're still in there, you better not be sleeping in there or I'll bust your head.
Rude. She just walk. She just keep walking.
Krista just shrugs and also follows.
And they go back to just walking up and down the pier.
I'll
Good.
I like to scan the ship first. Go in, use aspect, look around.
So you're going onto the ship first.
Yes.
There is a wooden gangplank leaning onto the vessel itself. The vessel from the waterline on the docks, its foredeck, the deck that you walk onto, is about a story up. You walk onto a gangplank that's got a few strips of wood nailed down onto it to make for better footholds as you climb aboard. And yeah, it's a big ship. Abreast, it's about how wide would that be? 30 feet or so, about 10 meters abreast. From front to back, you're guessing somewhere in the ballpark of let me get a measuring tool because I made this thing in a map. About 3-4 times that long, about 120 feet. Plus, you don't even know how many decks deep it goes under the waterline. But you wish to use your auspex as you climb aboard.
Yes, I'll scan for any essence.
You're looking for auras.
Yes.
Aura perception. Please roll me perception plus empathy.
Ooh.
That's 3 successes. That's 3 successes because of the ones.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ones
Minus
negate successes.
3, 6 minus. That's 4.
Difficulty 8
Ah.
for aura perception. So those 2 9s are successes, and the 2 1s knock them out. So it's 3. Still, 3 successes. You can recognize the color patterns, which is enough. You activate your supernatural perception and begin wandering around the boat. At first blush, nothing seems too odd. The ship itself is made out of high-quality materials. Looks like it was recently renovated. Getting aboard and walking about, it doesn't look like it's... Like, it looks like it might as well be brand new. Save for a few furnishings and planks here and there that have survived being ripped apart or put back in. Yeah. At least on the upper deck of the ship. How long and how much are you going to explore?
Until I notice anything. Did I notice any essence that's out of place?
Give me an perception plus investigation. And let me just double check the Auspex rules here.
Investigation.
The Auspex doesn't actually add any dice to your rolls. It decreases the difficulties. Yeah.
Oh. Perception, investigation. Oof. Eh.
Well, it's going to be very easy because of your supernatural perception. Yeah, that's still 3 successes. Wandering about the ship, there's something odd about it. The ship itself has an aura. It's interesting. You could read the aura better through the spirit's touch aspects ability, but you can see it even now as you walk the ship. It's very odd. Sometimes you walk as if to pass through a doorway that isn't there anymore. The wall that had separated a room gone up or been removed. You see phantoms of the ship's layout as it was before, slightly overlaid upon itself. This golden, gray pallor over the place. Weak and thin. Like you're looking through someone's memories of the ship while you're also looking at it with your bare eyes.
Is Kristoff anywhere close right now?
Oh, Kristoff is right there with you, unless otherwise stated.
I think she's gonna begin to panic when she's grab onto him.
Huh.
As you grab onto Kristoff, you see a second aura with Kristoff. You see Kristoff's vampiric aura. You see his current emotional state. And you see this pale, dark green. This shaded with brown and green, faded aura, almost entangled with his own. You hadn't noticed it before. And it doesn't seem to notice you noticing it. But it's there now that you're looking at Kristoff this closely.
I'll quickly look away from now. For now. I mean, she will quickly look away for now. Can't deal with two big ghosts at the same time.
As you look around, looking away from Kristoff's ghost, to the ghost, to the ship itself, which seems to almost have its own phantom, you see it for a moment. A light pale green, almost pastel in color, with streaks of orange and scrambly static modeling. An anxious, distrustful, afraid aura that is very pale, that has no body connected to it. You couldn't see it before because, looking at it now, it's peering at you from, as if a person would, from behind a wall. Its aura obscured by the aura of the ship. This place is haunted, as you have currently seen a ghost.
I'll let the less scary aura know that I can see you. Please don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid. May we speak?
The aura shifts, ironically, very orange for a moment, before becoming this mottled shifting color as you try to talk to it. Roll me a... What's your intention here? Before I tell you what to roll.
Diplomacy, kinda. Well, I want to talk, like, I want to get to understand the ship first, and then try to work away and, like, you know, bring peace to the spirits in the ship, or at least work together.
So you want to understand the spirit.
Yes.
Charisma plus empathy. You want it to get it to stick around long enough to have a conversation. That's going to be charisma and empathy. That's a success.
Oh my god.
The spirit doesn't flee. It just sort of stares at you. Or you think it's staring. It doesn't have a face. It's a blob of color. And the color shifts from this mottled, shifting, confused, swirling bit of colors to something... to a darkish blue. It's There's suspicion there, but it seems like it's willing to stick around. There's also a bit of light green shifting amongst its mass. Light green being distrust.
Ah, good. You can hear me. Can you speak? Can you give me a sign? If not, I can come back in a form that we can talk better. Would you like that?
I'm gonna roll a d10. This is gonna be a luck die. Call odd or even.
Ah, odd.
Odd. Okay. Hold on, I nudged it. It's even. The spirit seems to look around the room, looking for something to communicate with, and then it just sort of looks back at you as you're in effectively a barren hallway.
Okay. Please wait here. I will come back. I will come back on another form. Christoph, we have to go outside the ship.
Kristoff's been just basically just tilting his head tilting his head the whole time because he just basically witnessed Cam talking to herself.
Yeah,
Well,
Kim got.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, sure, if you say so. Did you see anything? Is there?
Yes, I saw someone. I saw someone. They seem okay. They seem willing to talk to me. But we can't talk while I am in this form. I have to leave my body. But it's never safe to leave my body while I'm in this place. This ship is alive. Not technically alive, but this ship, there's so much inside the ship. She just gonna try to lead the way out.
Hey, real fast, really thank you for the raid. We're kind of in the middle of things, so I'm gonna give a quick shout out. Hope whatever you were playing was great, but we're gonna keep going with the game as is right for now. Thanks again for the raid.
So we'll try to like pretend he understand everything what was just explained and just follow along.
Yeah. After they leave the ship.
So do you fully disembark off the ship, or do you just like go up to the top deck?
Have to leave the ship completely because she thinks that maybe the spirit won't leave the ship. As long as she's in the ship, her body is vulnerable.
Okay. So you go onto the dock, and you're going to do psychic projection, I believe.
Yes. Is it? Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
So you're gonna give me you're gonna spend a point of willpower. And then roll me perception plus awareness. It's only going to be difficulty 6 because you're journeying to the boat immediately next to you.
Do I add the aspect bonus to?
No. Aspects is not bonus dice, it's lower difficulty on mundane seeing stuff.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's still 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Greater number of successes, the more focused the character's astral presence is. Okay, yeah, no, you create you exit your body and form this astral corpus, this spiritual body. The silver tether connecting your spiritual form to your physical form. Strong and thin, like almost to our modern mind, a braided steel cable. Uh-huh.
I gotta make my way back to that room.
You don't need to. As you enter the astral plane, you see the ship before you. You see the ship interposed upon itself as it was before, though now the spiritual form takes form over the physical form. The ship looks older, of an older make, slightly smaller actually, and the front of it has been smashed open, like it ran aground or smashed into into a set of rocks. Deep gouges, torn apart planks, and a gaping, yawning maw where seawater must have rushed in. As a phantom of the vessel, the silvery ghost ship. And on the deck, you see numerous faceless... Well, not faceless, actually. Numerous forms. People. Their bodies distorted by puncture wounds, by bloating and drowning. The marks of their death upon their very beings. Just give me a moment. I didn't prepare any particular tokens for this. My bad. I wasn't expecting you to go full seance tonight. Mostly sailors, young men between their late teens and early 20s, from the looks of them. Yeah. All in all, about more than 12. 19, maybe 20 of them. Gathered aboard the ship's poop deck looking down at you as you rise from your body.
How are they feeling?
There's a mix of things that you can see in this state. Suspicion, curiosity, distrust, interest, a touch of excitement amongst one or two of them.
Do I still notice the same aura from, like, I might be able to notice the one from that room, right?
You do. At least you think you do. The thing is, the auras, it's when you're in this form, it's much less seeing auras. The auras are still there, but it's not the entire being that you're looking at anymore. Before, the being was just their aura in the shape of a person. Now it's like looking at a living person with an aura. So it's hard to tell who is who, purely by their emotions. Because those are shifted so much.
She said I'd like to ask for permission to sail this ship. Is there any way, anything I can do to help you find peace or for us to work together?
They all turn and look at a ghostly figure. A man, better dressed than the rest, but not by much. Steps off up to the gangplank, standing at the top of it. You wish to sail the merry Skylark, pulled from the harbor where she should have been left to die. And you want to help us? Who are you, woman of Asia, to ask this?
My name is Kemutai. I need a passage out of this place. Me and
You are far from home. Ironic, considering we're mere feet from ours. You want the ship? What can you offer us?
the only offer I can make right now is to help you find peace. But if there's anything you want, you can tell me.
We want lots of things, ma'am. Miss Kemutai. There's one thing we all have in common, though. Lest you're looking to send off bundles of gold and last words to a dozen plus families.
That 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 can be done. That can really be done. She nods and in a way that she like she doesn't know if the other people could do it, but she herself really want it done for them.
Kind of you, ma'am, but we ask you an unkindness first. Tell me, what do you think I am to this ship? To the Skylark?
Out of character, I didn't really understand the question.
Well, he's asking you, what do you think he is in the crew?
Are you the captain of the ship?
All of the ghosts laugh and wail, and some of them spit and curse. Thought you might think that. I am the first mate. The fat son of a whore. The captain. He still breathes. He is in London. Still, I can fucking smell him. He led us to the rocks, and he swam away, his blubbering fat saving his worthless putrid soul.
That's horrible. Who is this captain?
Reginald Fox. He still breathes while we're all damned.
He's the captain of another trade ship right now.
Aye, we've seen him. The bastard filling his face with fine wine and sweetmeats every night, fat and wealthy off of success, while we are naught but salt and hate.
Would it be possible for you to leave this ship and go to his ship so you can do to him as you see fit? Or is there other way?
The first mate smiles.
Using-
Mom, if I still had lips, I'd kiss you. No. We're bound to this ship for now. We cannot leave it for fear that we never come back. The ship is nigh but what binds us to this world, and if we don't see its voyage through, you don't want to know what lurks in the world of the dead for men like us, who've no fetters left to tie them when oblivion calls you to the end of all things.
And what if we bring him over?
Oh, lass, you must be able to read fucking minds. It won't set us free. I don't think it will for most of us, at least. But it would be damn fine to get our revenge. Damn fine indeed.
I believe we could work on that.
Bring us the fat bastard, or at least his head, and we'll sail round the Horn of Africa. Double our times over for you, Mum. Try and set
She
sail
nods.
before we've tasted that sweet vengeance. And we'll be a mite bit upset. What do you say, lads? And there's a cacophonous roar of these ghost sailors. A howling wind. Kristoff, you, in fact, feel that wind as you watch over Kemutai's body.
Huh. Wonder what that was. Must have been the wind.
She will nod with respect to all the people on the ship. The nice short. I'll get to it now.
The ghosts nod respectfully. Some of them still looking suspicious, some of them looking excited, some of them overboiling with rage as they go back to working on the ship. Repairing it, mending its sails, banging in planks, doing basic maintenance on the vessel itself. Kim, as you go back to return to your body, you see another form entangled with Kristoff's almost. Another human being, another spiritual being, standing next to him. Their auras bleeding into each other. And it's strange, because you have to blink very hard, because they look exactly the same, except for different haircuts. Nearly the same
You
face.
blurb this out. Who are you?
So, I'm sorry, Kristoff, what was the name of your brother?
The dead one? 1 second. Leonard.
They look over to you. Oh. So finally they speak to me. I am Leonard von Castile. You shouldn't trust this one. Not too much.
We'll speak soon. We'll speak more soon.
Sure we will. Sure we will. You
Kristoff.
return to your body?
Yes.
Okay, you return to your body and you awaken.
Stood here long enough. How did it go?
They want the trade ship captain.
They?
Yes. There's a lot of people, a whole crew on the ship. They want Reginald Fox.
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's the trade ship captain. One of the many choices that was offered to us. I feel it is only right if we let them sort things out with Reginald with their ex-captain. He
Well.
left them to die in the ship. All of them. The whole crew.
Huh. Let's see. Let's see. Can't really recall, but wasn't he waiting for us, or we were for negotiations too?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Did they specify if he needs to be breathing?
No. Even his head is fine. I just feel like it would be better for them to sort things out themselves. But if it's not possible to bring him here alive, then yeah, it it would it would be like that. She looks guilty. She looks guilty when it comes to that other option.
I see. Well, can't really make any promises on that side. But, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I will try at least.
Yes. Let us make our way to Reginald Fox then. Since he's not in one of our main choice in the first place, I think it only fair.
So,
Mhm.
you want to go do the kidnapping now? Or murder?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, what?
out of
Still,
character, where was it? Or around which area?
He's actually not far from here. He's in the same, like, section of this port. Let's shuffle things around a little bit, because you're sitting on top of him. That's the gentleman. He's, like, maybe 10 minutes away. Tops. Let's see, move the map. Not bad. Staying in an inn on the docks.
Don't mind going for him right away, but if so, well, yeah, I'd say just go for it. Might as well. We're here.
and we have the horse. You're so ready. I'll watch the way for you to do your magic.
In character. That being said, you might wanna let the others know about the new circumstances.
Ah, yes. I'll try to contact Evelyn. Ring ring.
Telepathy. That's going to be intelligence plus subterfuge. Plus however many, That's so where's this? That's someone from... Right, intelligence plus subterfuge, plus, the difficulty is however much willpower Evelyn currently has left.
Ooh.
That would
So-
be...
Honestly, the more tired you are, the easier this gets.
You need me to tell you how much?
Yeah. Or you just tell me how many successes that is.
I don't think.
A 2 and a 4.
No.
Yeah, no such luck. You attempt to reach out with your mind to send thoughts and flashes to Evelyn's mind to get her to know what's happened here so far. And the connection's weak. Doesn't
She
even
shook
go
her
through.
head. I'm afraid my mind's too weak right now.
Well, it was worth a shot. Let's pay them a visit then. Let's see what we've got.
Okay. So, you head into the inn. It's a nice place. Fairly nice, actually. Upscale, well decorated, well furnished. The place that you'd assume wealthier patrons tend to frequent when they have some cash to burn and a bit of a luxury to indulge in. If you were to look for a ship's captain on your own, you'd probably find 2 or 3 here. Just at the bar. There's a gentleman in actually fairly nice clothes behind the bar itself. Mostly just cleaning things up as you enter. Oh, sir and madam, I'm terribly sorry. Well, it's not last call yet. What can I get you?
Greetings. Not yet. Thanks for the offer. We are looking for someone, however.
Who would that be?
The card I got. I should call.
Reginald Fox.
Fox.
We are looking for Reginald Fox.
Might I ask the business?
We're looking for. We've heard that he has space on a soon voyage that he will take. That he's going to be taken. So we're here to negotiate about that particular space there. We're interested in traveling with them.
Now, you're lying by omission here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You may roll me charisma or manipulation plus subterfuge.
Why do people always try to lie without me?
Should have brought Evelyn with us.
Why y'all keep splitting the party?
I don't know. I thought we were doing different things at the same time.
Because apparently Benedict can't be trusted. And also, he's stinky, so he can't leave. He's grounded.
Benedict's grounded.
So Mum's at home watching him.
Oh,
But I believe in you kids. You can lie. You're good liars.
Yeah, so
That's what
the
you are.
bartender says, I believe he was waiting for someone about something like that. Mentioned it earlier. Third door on the right. Should be in there. I don't think he's
Yeah, I
asleep
knew you
yet.
could do it.
Alrighty, thank you. Well, while making our way to the room, Kristoff will survey the area to see what he's working with as far as layout goes.
There seems to be 2 floors, one large common room at the bar end, and effectively a large open space for sitting and drinking and smoking and talking. The hallway that goes down, it's on the ground floor. Part of it's from the layout, you would guess overlooks an alley. Part of it overlooks the street on the docks itself. By now, there's not too many people out and about on foot, but there's still 1 or 2 people, going to and from.
You cut off there for a second, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. There's not enough people on the streets. There's when you came in, there weren't a lot of people on the streets. 1 or 2 people max. Because it's starting to wind down. You're starting to get towards midnight, and this time of era, streetlights weren't really much of a thing. Being out super late wasn't much of a thing. People seems like they're trying to get along and get home, and other than that, it's probably city guard tops. You're on the ground floor. Windows overlooking the one side. The side that this guy's room is on is overlooking an alley. The other side is overlooking the docks itself. The waterfront.
Alrighty, as we enter that room, he immediately looks to see if there's a window.
There is. You knock. Do you knock first?
Well, yeah, I would not say.
You see a portly gentleman. Palm face, round features. I'll toss him on the map and make him a little more visible. Round features, bald head, shaved, wearing a green doublet. The clothes are nice. He's currently holding a cup of brandy, looking as he opens the door. He's short, a full head, shorter than you, Kristoff. Probably about the same height as Kemrutai. Maybe a bit taller. Oh. Hello. You're a bit late. I was about to have my nightcap, in fact. I assume you're the folks that, Michael sent. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do come in. We can sort something out. Would you like a nightcap of your own?
I will most likely do it. More certainly do. Thank you.
He steps in, gestures for you to follow, back turned to you, and he sets his drink down on an armed table near a couch. Sets out 2 cup glasses, like his own, and begins pouring some kind of spiced brandy.
Well, he does that. 2 questions, sorry.
Hmm?
How big is the room?
The room is about 20 feet across, I'd say 25 feet deep. There was a bed taking up a decent portion of the center, a small sitting area, and a fireplace, as well as a window about halfway down overlooking an alleyway.
As he goes to pour the drink, 2 things happen. First things first. I will try to activate the discipline. Or, well, disactivate the discipline, I would say. Silence of the death.
I'll step out of the way, back against the wall, watching the door.
Okay.
I'll send you the details 1 sec.
I believe it's some combination of dice, and the more successes you have, the more silence you create, right? Was it on a character sheet? Because I could just look at that.
It is. I just sent it to you.
Okay, cool. Oh, there's no roll involved. It just does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, so he's Kinmutai. Your perception is high enough and you're paranoid enough that you notice that after Kristoff passes you, that you can't hear anything anymore. You have sharp enough senses to notice that when you're denied one of them, that the shifting of his breastplate, the clanking of his armor, gone. Your own footfalls, your own... I was going to say breath, but you don't necessarily... Actually, no, you've got a high enough humanity that you still breathe. Your own breath. You can't hear a thing. You can't hear the brandy coming out of the decanter into the glass. Even though you just did. What is the second thing you do, Kristoff?
We'll go to bite them.
Okay, a bite is Dex plus Brawl with a +1 to your accuracy. So, go ahead and, roll Dex plus Brawl with an extra die.
Add in the celerity, right?
Yep, for your dexterity. You can also blood buff if you wanted.
This should definitely be enough, but 1 sec.
The difficulty is not going to be as high, because they're unaware of you. Their guard is down.
I should stop talking before rolling.
That's one success. Actually, two.
Blood point. You can
No,
use the blood point.
You move up behind him. You bite him. He lets out a yell that is silent. As you tear open his neck, blood begins to pour into your mouth. What do you do? What do you do?
I will just drink him a bit just to like, just because I'm not gonna lie, Crystal might be hungry by this point. But after satiating that feeling, he would just try to incapacitate him, as in knocking him down.
How much blood are you taking before you stop? A normal human has 10.
Just no. About two.
Okay. So you take enough that he would be safe but anemic afterwards. What's your self-control? Good enough that I'm not going to make you roll. Yep, because you're not super hungry. Yep, you drink 2 blood points, you lick the wound closed, and the man is lost in the ecstasy of it, to the point in which he is dazed, effectively knocked out on the floor. Kamurai, how much blood are you missing?
I'm missing 1 point.
Because you
I
have
haven't used my blood.
Okay. I mean, if you would want, he's very helpless.
She's having moral fighting in her head right now.
Hmm.
He doesn't need all his blood. 7 is plenty.
Yeah, 7. That's before I even start making rolls to see if he dies.
Maybe just a little sip. I mean, he's a bad person. He's a bad person. And then she's slowly stepping closer and closer, and like, baby, just a little bit. She grabbed him by the wrist.
Do you go for it?
What does her humanity say?
What's your humanity at right now?
9.
I mean, hurting someone on purpose, it's... but you're a vampire, so you kind of have to do this. It's up to you. Let me just double check morality to see if this would make you have to make a roll.
Yeah, I don't think she's like a vegan vampire.
She's not a weekend, but she doesn't feed from unwilling people.
Hurting someone, an injury, would be bad in your mind.
Yeah, she'll feel bad. Like, she doesn't have anything stat-wise against it, but like, morality and humanity-wise, she's probably gonna be against hurting him. But is he hurting, though?
You won't feel anything.
Oh, the kiss? The kiss feels amazing. It is literally described in the book as better than sex.
Isn't he already, like, out of it?
Oh yeah,
I
he's
suppose.
he's in a literal actual state of ecstasy at the moment.
Alright, I'm so sorry. I'll take 1 point. I'm so sorry. I'll take a little bit and then I'll close the wound.
So you
I'm
tear
so
open
sorry.
his wrist, you drink a point of blood, and then you lick it closed. Honestly, I'm not even gonna make you roll conscious over this. Yeah. You're gonna roll conscious about something else later, though, but not this.
Oh!
So you have a passed out man on the floor who is currently missing a non-insignificant amount of blood. They're not bleeding, but, you know, they could use some orange juice and a cookie, at the very least.
Once he's passed down, still with, like, it's still deadly silent. So, freaking Christoph would go for the window and see if he and, well, if everyone can just pass through there, just to leave through there instead.
There's a lock you could undo and then just carry them out.
Might as well open it. Just go for it. Well, looking around before doing so, of course.
Right, you want to carry this man's body about 10-15 minutes down the docks, up a pier into a ghost ship. Give
About
me
so, yeah.
dexterity plus stealth. This is to stay out of sight, because you're already making it so you can't be heard.
Or just carry him with, like, his arms around your shoulders and pretend he's just your drunk friend.
That could also work, yeah. If you wanted to rely on your appearance and like lying.
I'm better with the whole not being seen with.
That's fair.
Both are valid methods.
Yep.
That is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Yeah. It takes a little, like, just walking there in broad daylight would effectively be 10 minutes tops. It takes you about 15 as you need to duck into an alleyway here and there to prop the man up against a wall like he's drunk or pissing every now and then. But you manage to manhandle Mr. Fox up the gangplank of the ship and to his fate. This is I'm not sure if I have something sufficiently spooky. This'll do. So, you drag Reginald onto the boat and drop him there?
Yep. And once we do,
I'll follow behind in distance.
and by that time, once we're in the clear, I just turn off the discipline.
Okay. So once you do, Kemutai and Christoph, are you watching what happens? Are you on the deck of the ship, or are you, like, going back down the gangplank to the docks?
She will have to watch and read the aura.
You read the aura, and you see the cavalcade of ghosts as a mass of red. Angry aura just pervading the deck of the ship as Reginald, confused, dazed, begins to stir, the cold wind on him, and a deep, deep terror as he recognizes the ship. He begins scrambling, coming to his feet. What's going? As a hook, a phantom hook, coming down from a phantom rope, swinging from the rigging of the ship, slams into his shoulders between his shoulder blades, lifting him up like it was a meat hook, swinging him into the air and causing him to levitate 2 feet above the deck of the ship. He lets out a pained, stifled howl that barely manages to go out. That kind of scream where all of the air out of your lungs is already gone, and your body is trying its desperatest to create a noise to let those around you that you're in pain and agony. But nothing comes. What follows is a carnival of blood. A brutal phantom flesh pinata. As Billhook and Claw and Peg and Shot and Blade and Fist and Torn Hand and anything these spirits have to hand in their spectral realm, as well as anything not nailed down on the deck of the ship as is, go in a mad tornado, carving into this man flesh and soul. Deep gouges, broken limbs, smashed jaws, battered nose, caved-in skull. The man with loose planks, nails, and boards, his body is broken asunder as he is stuck holding in the air. In the realm of spirits, these crewmen use everything to their ability to tear into his spectral corpus and send him to hell screaming. Because the quietus spell was lifted, people begin rushing quick as they can to the docks. By the time they get there, they find a twisted, mangled, broken human corpse on the deck of the ship in a pool of his own battered bones and blood. They don't catch him levitating. More like they get there when the sickening, wet, broken sack of bone and meat splatters down onto the ground from where he was beaten to death. Longshoremen, seamen, crewmen, dock hands, porters, a couple of captains and guards gather around the ship, mutter the words of God and all the saints, cross themselves. Someone calls for a doctor. Immediately afterwards, several people call for a priest. And there is this dark satisfaction that falls over the spiritual pallor of the crew. Kemutai, you can actually see a couple of them fade away into nothing. Their revenge was complete. They passed to the next life. They returned to the wheel of karma. Or perhaps to another world to suffer their righteous punishment, or to... I'm not the biggest expert in Buddhism. But, you know...
Isekai.
Yeah. But several of the spirits vanish. Several of them, the auras become mottled and confused, sad, excited, envious, depressed. The emotional spectrum of them is broad and varied, but vibrant for ghosts. And again, several of them vanish. And the confusion... how long do you stay? Because no one seems to zero you in as having anything to do with it. I'll tell you that much for free.
She just stood there in shock. And is probably having, like, this moral fighting in her head, like... No! Did I do the right thing? No! Didn't expect it to be, like... But I saved Muslim ghosts, but that man stopped first! Like, there's a lot of more just screaming in her head right now.
If...
At the same time, really scared of Kristoff and his ability.
Whisper on the wind?
Oh.
You do hear the voice of that first mate pass by you. The bastard had it coming. As you see a spectral spirit waft past you and disappear into nothingness.
Once people start pouring in, Krista will approach camp to, well, signal to just leave. We did what we can to do. It's I will. Let's just say I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm no longer denying anything that you say ghost related. I was not expecting that, but let's go. This, it's it's getting crowded.
Yeah,
Both of you.
when he
Sorry, finish your thought, and then I'll tell you what rolls to make.
when he approached, like she nearly yelped, and she was kind of trembling, but she just nod to whatever he say, and just follow him out.
So as you two leave, I'd like you both to roll a conscience roll.
Oh shit!
See if you feel bad about the brutal murder you were party to.
I think Kim already does.
How do I
that was
roll
cool as
this?
fuck. Let's see.
Just roll your conscience
Oh,
dice.
did you be cool? Huh?
Your conscience dice total, just roll that. Kristoff, bastard had it coming. Lose one humanity.
God damn it.
Kevin Rutai, yeah, this feels wrong and dirty and fucked. You're gonna feel guilty about this one for a while. As the two of you leave the docks, you see a number of men armed in militia's gear. At the head of them, you see... Let's see here. Can I find his portrait real fast? Sorry, I'm just looking for a portrait. This gentleman. Short, shaggy brown hair. Wearing a breastplate and gorget. He's not spattered in blood as he is in this. But he is the same sort of rough and tumble, straggly gentleman you see with a healed, broken nose. And that gouge you see on his chin has just scabbed over. He's stomping through the crowd as you hear people shout, "Make way for Sir Brom! Hammer of the Devil Hunter General! Make way!" This man pushes his way past a lot of you. I'm gonna give him a quick roll here. Okay, so he doesn't notice you. In fact,
We're...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
In fact, Benedict, he practically shoulder checks you as he starts shouting, "What sort of Satan spawn ugly hellsire bullshit is this? Get the fuck out of the way! Move!"
I move aside and go towards the horse, also signaling Cam to just follow.
Can be a good girl and follow.
Yep. Him and several men with various bits of armor and torches move towards the ship. And I'm assuming you're both going to go back to the chapel.
Yes,
Yep.
gonna be praying all the way back. Just mumble the prayer all the way back.
Well, this is a great time for a break. We've been going for about 2 hours. And 2 hours is about as long as we take before a break. Congratulations on feeding a man to a vampiric lynch mob. No, not a vampiric, a ghost lynch mob.
I would
They
do
deserved it
again.
as a treat.
Sape, sata, sataklan.
So we're gonna take a 10-15 minute break, stretch our legs, get something to drink, use the bathroom. We'll be back right after that. I mentioned at the start of the stream that things could get a little body horror-y. I wasn't fully expecting this, but you know, shit happens.
Out of character, that was nice. I like the description. 11 out of 10. In character, she's Patty.
Just double checking with the players. Y'all all good? We go over
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, rad. Buck, how you doing?
Hmm?
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, radical. So we'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Use the bathroom, stretch your legs, use whatever routines you like. I am going to run to the can myself, and then interact with y'all. Have a good. Right, we're all back. I think. Shall
Obi, were you there?
Yeah?
Okay, I think
Okay.
we shall return to the spooky vampire bullshit.
Emphasis on bullshit.
Yes. So, our kindred freed from the scene of a brutal slaughter. Let's just hold on real fast. I gotta mark a token real fast with the. Oh shit! I said a mistake. Yep. Our kindred flee from that and return quickly,
Rest in
safely
pieces.
to their sanctuary. One fewer piece on the map. And a ghost ship, well and truly investigated. Don't worry, you can still walk it off. His ghost got his shit kicked in.
Now is he going to be haunting the ship too?
Nah. I'll tell you that much.
Straight to hell.
Yeah. Sure. He's somewhere, but not on that ship.
The soul's probably gonna get ripped apart by the others in the ship still.
Heaven, hell, somewhere else. I don't know. But all in all, that little excursion was about an hour and a half long. It's now a ways past 1 a.m. as you return to the little chapel on the edge of London.
So during that
Evelyn.
1.5 hours, I was going to have a conversation with Mary, by the way.
Sure.
But you can go to Benedict first if you want to.
Benedict, is there anything you wanted to do in that last little chunk of time?
I don't think he should take any actions for now. So he'll just sit down, stay seated by the incense and listen in on Mary and Evelyn if he could.
Sure. Evelyn, it's to you. Mary, at this point, is still hanging off every word.
Okay. So, after the conversation with Francois, she'll go to Mary and sit next to her and look at her over and say, How are you feeling?
Better. Still a little hungry, but I know how to do it now, and I'm not so scared of the notion. I guess I still don't want to hurt nobody, but I mean, apparently I don't have to worry about just biting someone, turning them into us. So that's a load off my mind.
That cannot happen accidentally.
It can't.
No, that must be intentional. But you displayed good self-control. I will help you to learn to reinforce that so that you may never let this overtake you and remain in control of your actions. If you become starved, then it is much more difficult to control. But we shall ensure that does not happen.
Not let the beast take over, yeah.
What do you recall from before you met me?
Before I met you, before I became a vampire.
Either.
Nothing from before I was a vampire. It's all gone in a haze. I remember waking up in an alleyway. Next door, body screaming. Thirstier than a man in a desert. So... It was terrible. There was a cat, and all I could see was, well, its blood. And before I even knew what I was doing, I drank it, and then stumbled about. It's a couple of nights. I found out quite quick that the sun hurt real bad. I just shambled about. I didn't want to hurt people, even though, in the drop of their blood I could see it. It sang out to me. Like a literal song you could hear in your head. And I could feel my fangs descend. Like I was ready to eat and rip and drink. But I managed to keep to animals. They didn't satisfy much, but they kept the pains down. Made it hurt less. God, there's a lot of families out there without their pets right now. But I'd rather them be out with their pets than without their wives or children.
I understand. Have you noticed any abilities that you possess? Anything more than human?
What's it? Check. Drop some dice. Not yet. I haven't really, well, been pushing the limit, I guess.
Well, there is something that I can do to learn a little more of what you might be capable of.
Okay.
I will need a little of your blood.
How much?
Only a little. Out of character 1 point.
Right, yeah. If it'll help.
May be helpful to us, so we can understand how best to guide you.
Alright.
I sent you the ritual.
Okay. 3 hours to cast. Reduced by 15 minutes by each successive roll. 1 blood point from the subject. Allows the caster to see back 1 generation. Limit the 4th generation. True name of the ancestor and an image of their face. They also learn the generation and clan or bloodline from which the subject was descended. With 3 successes, they also know the identity of the parties who are subject that share a blood bond. Okay. What
What's
tier of a
the-
ritual is this?
Oh, the tier is Bloodwalk 2.
Okay. Let me just double check what you need to roll for this.
Mhm.
It's the same as all the rituals, I just never remember it off the top of my head.
I think it's something in a cult.
Yeah, I think it's intelligence in occult. Yeah, intelligence in occult. It's going to be difficulty 5.
Okay. Let me do that.
That's 1, 2, 1, 2 successes. So that gets you 2 generations at her clan and yeah, her generation. She's 10th generation. She's a Ventru.
Okay.
The name of her sire. Johannes Grout was her sire. A 9th generation Ventru. Slim, severe man, noble background, German from the looks of things. Short black hair.
Sorry, noble background, then what did you say?
German, like German-like features.
German.
Same kind of
Germanic.
hair color and facial structure.
Okay.
We got 2. The next one is Frederica. Just Frederica. Again, German, severe features, blonde hair, blue-eyed, looks middle class, some sort of a merchant or related to a merchant. They'd have been 8th generation like you. They have a weak blood bond with yourself.
Ah. Frederica is also Ventra? Or I don't know.
Yeah, they're also Ventru.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Do I know anything about the Ventra?
Give me a intelligence plus occult. Also, with 3 successes, that's going to take an hour and 15 minutes. So it'll be
Perfect.
it'll be done a little bit before the others arrive.
How convenient.
The Ventru are. Actually, let me look up a specific bit of text here. You're La Sombra, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find the La Sombra stereotype about the Ventru. Such misguided effort to use the scepter of kings only to hide oneself from his lessers.
They hide among nobility.
They play to the noble to hide themselves from every other clan that they pretend to lead. Cowards hiding behind their authority. A lot of effort for nothing.
It's basically using human society as a shield.
Human society, other kindred. They consider themselves. They consider most things their lessers. A sandcastle is a good metaphor. They stack it so high, so densely, but they make it out of the worst fucking material possible and expend so much effort to do it. When all that effort could be put somewhere else other than their ego.
Okay. I don't know anything about their abilities.
I'll give you one of the disciplines. Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know that they have the dominate discipline in their arsenal. The ability to supernaturally control another person's mind. Which I believe is something you have as well?
Correct.
So, Benedict, you watch as Evelyn bleeds Mary and then conducts this ritual. Basically, everyone in the room watches it because it's the most interesting thing happening. And then, about 15 minutes later, once Evelyn's learned what she needs to learn, how much do you share, Evelyn?
Quietly to Mary, she will say, "We actually share a bond. You do have the potential to learn something of the ability to dominate the mind of humans, and I can help you to train that.
Would that be useful?
Would definitely be useful.
They look excited.
Certainly you could use it to avoid harming people when necessary. And when absolutely necessary, obviously. To keep yourself safe.
That's so exciting to hear. So if I could be useful, that'd be great. If I could... That's perfect news. Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing me to complete this ritual. It's very useful. It will help me in training you.
They look at Twitter with excitement. It's about that time that Kemrutai and Kristoff, you come in.
How are they looking?
Kim looks like she's seen some shit.
Kristoff would be like trying to hide it, but it's like almost giddy, you could say.
Evelyn stands up and kind of gives them a glance over. What news?
You might want to sit down for this one.
I'd have been told to sit down. She's gonna sit down and point at them to sit.
Welcome. Well, you did the thing. You certainly did your job, so start talking.
I went into the ship. I saw a trace of the spirit, so I went in again as another form. I talked to the first hand. They were angry. They were really angry. The whole ship was alive, and it demanded it demanded our trade ship captain.
I thought
So
the ship was uncrewed.
it was crewed by the last crew. The death.
Oh.
And it was fully packed crew with the
And the
death.
ship was alive? What do you mean by that?
Yes. They were all part of the ship. There was another ship, the last ship, inside this ship.
A memory of the prior ship? Ships cannot have souls.
It does
Surely.
now. But yes, the man is last captain that lead them to their death. And I brought actually it was Christoph. Christoph did the heavy lifting and brought our trader ship captain back to them.
What was he to them? Reginald Fox, trade ship
was-
captain?
The last captain left them for dead.
He was the captain of the ship when it sank. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
All right. And then?
And then it was a mess.
What does that
Kim
mean?
looks like she's about to cry. And she just passed it to Christoph and she just walked off to like sit in the corner.
What
just
does that
rocking
mean?
herself.
Christoph.
Let's just say that I thought I've seen a lot of ways of on how people can die. That was a especially gruesome one.
Below decks. In privacy, yes?
Unfortunately, no. That was in the deck.
God help me.
By the time it came to sense, something pierced the man immediately, and he did scream. There was a crowd. We managed to slip by. Needless to say, whatever was haunting the ship, they definitely got their revenge.
Did I not make it clear that the benefit of that ship was that we may relocate because Benedict may have compromised our current position? Now we have a ghost ship that has eyewitnesses of supernatural events. How are we going to crew such a vessel?
That is a good question. If anything,
And the trade ship is no longer an option. You've killed their captain. So,
Hectic, out of character.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I understood it right, but the ghosts can sail the ship, right?
You don't know that.
You don't know that, okay.
You do not know if the ghosts can sail the ship on their own.
well, if anything, I'd say that ship's price is definitely going down.
you may be right about that. Well, if Kim's contact is still able to find a crew for such a vessel, such a reputation, within the time that we can keep ourselves alive, then perhaps we can make it work, but a risky venture has just become exponentially riskier.
Well, can't really view that. You're not wrong on that. That is for sure.
What is happening?
Kim's gonna cry in her corner. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't think they're gonna murder him.
Oh, Christ. All right. Evelyn's gonna come over to Kim.
Not like that.
Calm yourself. I've faced worse odds. She'll offer her a handkerchief.
She take the handkerchief and she's gonna wipe all those bloody tears. This will make even more mess.
Do not waste your blood, dear. Do you believe that your contact can still find us a crew? He said that he can find men who would not be superstitious.
Yes. But
For the
at least
ghost.
they know that the ship is nothing like that's gonna happen again.
Well, I would have to take your word for it, but will the ghosts cooperate? Will they menace the crew or us?
Then they'll cooperate now.
Your blood sacrifice for the corporation, I see. Well, it's done now. We
I'll
must
watch this.
be calm. You cannot undo what is done. But we must make a decision. We have no time left to continue to weigh our options. Everyone come together.
She nods and follow. Still trying to cover most of her face.
Okay. Should get Benedict and Kristoff to all come into like a corner together or downstairs or something.
Alrighty. So we'll
Yeah.
follow too.
Benedict follows as well.
So we have 3 options now. The charter ship, which is the soonest to leave. It may be scant of passengers, thereby not providing us much options in terms of feeding. Or the immigrant ship, colony ship, which we can pay an additional fee to have private accommodations, but that will be a further wait. Or we can buy this infamous ship, which will potentially allow us to have an income after we land at the New World, should we arrive there whole. What are your opinions?
I also promise the rest of the crew I'm going to send letters and words to their family.
The ghosts, you mean?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's hope your penmanship is swift. Oh, calm yourself, please.
My opinion still stands. It's in my boat is still in between the, well, more than ever now. Since, well, there's still ghosts in that ship, but they're not gonna do anything to us apparently. And yes, finding the crew might be a bit harder, but that incident is bound to make it a bit more accessible. So we would only have to solve the problem about our food at that point.
Yes. So that would be your inclination is toward buying the ship?
Yes.
All right, Kim, what is your opinion?
The ghost also promised that we're gonna have a safer sail now to
You believe they
whichever
will
we
protect
want
us?
to go. Yes.
So you would lean toward the purchase of the ship also.
She nods repeatedly.
All right. Benedict, do you have a thought in your head?
I'm inclined to agree with the other two. It's better to have our own ship as well as have these ghost guards as well. Would like to see if they could even man it for us. Highly unlikely, but better than nothing.
I'm not sure that we would want to have a possessed ship manning itself, ropes and pulleys moving of their own accord, especially if we bring aboard any humans. That might be a little much. But, well, I suppose that should be the course of action so long as your contact, Kimbertai, can still crew the ship. And I suppose we need to go about gathering some willing passengers. Tricky. Do any of you have loyal humans who might come with us? Excepting Francois, of course. He's off limits.
Not at the moment. Francois was the only survivor there.
I may be able to gather some with my influence still here.
It is risky for you to venture out, but
I'll be able
Me.
to manage as long as I avoid all of the places I've just been. Keeping my way out of the Houndmaster.
Out of character, Christoph and Kimbertai, you didn't mention the guy that showed up at the ship, right?
Oh no, we haven't.
You really haven't.
Well, keep an eye out for any dogs or rats.
Oh, there are crusaders still in the city as well.
Yes, of course.
Crusaders.
The
Those who
Inquisition.
attacked that we fled from originally.
Yes. Although they're currently preoccupied at the docks. So, as long as you stay clear.
The events upon the ship that we intend to purchase gathered their attention.
The scream was really loud. Let's just say that.
This risk is becoming too much. At very minimum, we must make a show of sanctifying the ship, even if we do not actually sanctify the ship if you wish to keep your ethereal companions.
Sounds ideal. That said, since we're pretty much made a decision, I would also like to go out to consult if I do have some extra help on that side.
Okay, everyone's gonna glance at the window. Oh, actually, they're in the basement. There's no windows. The night is wearing on. If you must leave again, then you should leave soon.
Christoph nods and just goes towards the goes towards their mentor. Uh, just alone, checking corners.
Evelyn's gonna pat Kimbertai on the back.
Thank you, Evelyn.
May I ask your opinion of something?
Yes.
Okay, she'll take her off to another corner. Away from Benedict. What do you make of Kristoff?
One moment I feel really safe. Another moment I'm very scared. His ability is very, very scary.
What did you observe of him?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What did you feel? Other than fear?
Distrust?
That was all you experienced from him? Fear and distrust? Could not follow his movements or...
But he made good judgment. In his strength, he's very reliable. After all, he saved my life. There's also another one following him. A spirit look just like him.
Oh.
A vengeful spirit.
Well, considering what we are, that seems hardly surprising.
This one is very, very personal. It also told me not to trust him.
Yes. I think it would be prudent to keep an eye on him.
She nods.
And I'm starting to be concerned that Benedict is not reliable either.
I don't know. I don't know much enough to put a judgment on him yet. I do admit I'm upset that he went to see the Howlmaster.
Yes, we quite
But-
specifically told him not to.
Yes, but that also confirms that the Rat Man really is coming for us. Hopefully, their fights stay that way. The Rat Man and the Howlmaster.
Yes,
Question.
hopefully they weaken one another.
How quiet are you trying to have this conversation?
Very quiet.
Give me a Evelyn.
We're in the
and
basement.
Kimbertai.
What?
Please give me a charisma plus subterfuge.
Okay, we're in the basement, by the way.
Mhm.
Charisma and subterfuge.
Let's see, subterfuge. Oh, no. A pure charisma.
Okay, Benedict. Would you like to try to listen into the conversation they're having after they dismissed themselves from you?
Oh boy.
Yeah, sure. What do I need to roll here?
That's
Here
going
comes a
to
sneaky
be
boy.
a perception plus alertness. Actually, awareness. Actually, pick one.
Ooh.
I can't remember off the top of my head the difference between the two, so just pick one. Your conversation remains secret. Benedict, you You hear your name stated once, but you can't really eavesdrop without making it obvious. So, you know, you think better of it. Unless you would like to try again and make it obvious that you're eavesdropping.
Hmm.
Go be a girl.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Could I use obfuscate to help me try not to be obvious about it?
Oh,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'll go
Ooh.
cloak of shadows.
Cloak of Shadows. Is there anything you have to roll to activate Cloak of Shadows? I don't think so. I
No
think you just
roll.
stand
Cascades
still.
is yeah, but it's literally just standing still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll again without any penalty, as just the shadows envelop you. You overhear the conversation about how, but in particular, about how they're not sure if they can trust you, and that little tidbit.
Can I see his aura?
You didn't actively attempt to at the start of the scene, so not at the moment.
Ah, damn it. Wait.
Whatever you gotta say, Ross Bexing.
Still, I I hope all of us can make it out together. I do not want to see any more death.
I hope you can tell by my patience that I'm not trying to antagonize nor lose anyone, but I'm not above taking swift action as needed. I hope I can rely upon you.
Kim not. She still look really, really guilty.
Oh dear. How old are you?
Um by now about 1 second. Out of character. I gotta do math hard. So she's been like this about 15 years, right?
Yeah, they're about
33?
Oh, child. She'll offer you a hug.
She'll hug back.
You are genuinely young for this situation. Right. So, before we move over to Kristoff, I want to ask Benedict a thing.
Uh-huh.
Benedict, anything you want to do right now? Or are you going to continue laying low for like the rest of the night and then do something tomorrow?
Yeah, he'll lay low for the night and just wait for tomorrow instead.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we're going to cut over to Kristoff. Kristoff, you arrive at your former mentor's abode again. The secret back room, the basement parlor, with a high window looking out onto the street. He is sitting there, a low fire in the fireplace, sitting on the armoire, reading some book, passing the time.
Greetings.
Stuff. Actually, what kind of music for this guy? Let me look at his face. Christoph, my friend, I heard you coming. Is this about your sheep?
It is.
Hmm. He sets the book aside. Come, sit. Tell me of your plans.
At the moment, we are we are planning to purchase a ship. It's the safest option at the moment. Well, safest as a more accessible due to circumstances, you could say.
Hmm.
We are unsure, however, because we might just be missing some resources for it. That how will be discussed tomorrow, most likely, as far as pricing goes. The biggest, or well, my other concern would be, well, a food source, basically.
A ship of your own means that it does not come stocked with mortals.
Exactly.
That would be a problem, yes. And I had money. I don't have mortals.
Well, mortals are attracted to money.
Mm-hmm.
So on that side, well, you could say that we have an entry point to solve both of the problems.
So, you want me to give you money so you can buy people?
For the ship, um, there is a chance that we might. There is a chance that we do get a food source. However, definitely securing the ship is our priority at the moment.
Hmm. How do you expect to get this crew? This isn't Tunisia or Ghana. You cannot simply walk into the market and say, I wish 100 men and slap down some coins.
That is the interesting part. The seller or the merchant that we're using at the moment as a proxy, he offered to find a crew.
And you intend on eating the crew.
Not while we're pretty sure that none of my companions would, especially since they're getting us to the place.
Hmm. Well, if you simply need sacks of blood, pigs do decently aboard ships. Would not touch them myself. Dirty creatures.
If it comes to that, well, beggars can't be choosers, as they say.
We all have our choices. How much do you want?
Out of character. How? No, we haven't really discussed the price of the ship, have we?
You have not.
Ay, ay, ay. About, still out of character, about 3 dots of, uh, what's his word? Resources?
Fortune.
Well,
Oh well.
yeah.
Fortune. Yeah. So that much money.
You're gonna ask him for the equivalent of 3 dots of resources of a 3 dot fortune. Hmm. That is not an insignificant ask. If I were to give it to you, that would leave me with not much to make my own way home.
Hmm. It could be lowered. It's just, quite honestly, just making sure that we got all avenues covered at this point. If it is too much to ask, then
He
I
puts
guess
a
I
hand
do
on your
want you
shoulder.
to.
Christoph, I am willing to part with the money. Money is an ephemeral, fleeting thing. What I want to be sure of is if you will survive this trip. I'm not feeling very confident of that matter. And as fleeting as ephemeral money is, I'd rather not throw it into the sea.
You might have heard these words yesterday, but you have my word. I am not keen on dying on the sea. Nor in London, for that matter.
I am wondering how far that resolve will take you. Roll me a charisma plus. Let's see here. Your choice of leadership or expression.
I would also use willpower while we're at it. Jeez, too many tabs to handle. Let's see. That should be. Yep.
That's a good roll. That's 4 successes with willpower. He smiles. You are very lucky that I am a man who enjoys a gamble. And you are very lucky that I am very interested in seeing how your experiment plays out. I suppose and also that I am confident in my abilities to make my own trip comfortable without such ephemeral things as fortune. He stands, goes over to an armoire, opens it and pulls out a small wooden coffer. Take this. He chucks it at you. With 3 reflexes, you catch it easily. It's heavy, clattering on the inside. Those are the remainder of our funds, minus a small amount for me to require a vessel of my own. I am leaving tomorrow night. Make as good use of that as you can.
This might be the last. This might be the last time in a while. So I do have to say, thanks again for, well, quite honestly everything. It's just didn't have it. It just didn't give me the chance to embark into this new life. Well, who knows where I would be at this moment. But that being said, may you have safe travels.
You as well.
Christoph will sneak back with the heavy coffin with the thing, just back to the chapel.
Okay, so your 3-dot fortune has turned into a 4-dot fortune. Which is a big step up. Right. I believe that's going to be it for the evening. Which means y'all are going to go to bed. And rise. And... yeah. So everyone regains a point of willpower.
Mhm.
Everyone expends a point of blood.
Mhm.
Evelyn, I believe you have a roll with your flaws to make.
Yeah. Let me check.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask, when I use Obfuscate, do I use blood points?
Unless it says so in the ability, you do not use any blood.
Okay.
Okay, let me make that roll.
Okay, and you got a... You're fine. You do not suffer the ill effects.
Ooh.
So you're at full dice pool again. So, we're not... I'm just going to mention this, but bring this up now. We don't have a lot of time left in the session. So... I'm going to say if you want to go talk to Kemrutai's contact again, Michael Thornton. That's going to be starting next session.
Okay.
But in the meantime, if there's anything you want to do in the city, hunting, gathering resources, trying to acquire anything in the way of herd or followers or anything like that, go ahead. Also, Bennett, you said you wanted to do something in the morning, yeah?
Am I able to do something in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
the evening, the after sundown, basically.
Vampire
yeah,
morning.
vampire one.
Yes.
Yeah, he wants to see if he could gather any followers since he's still a local boxer.
Right, you want to leverage your fame to get people to follow you.
Mm-hmm. And as
Okay.
well as he uses his alternate identity for that as well.
Okay.
He uses the alternate identity for being a boxer.
Okay. How many dots do you have in fame?
1.
Okay. I'm gonna say that plus your alternate identity. It's gonna be 2 dice. I see you have resources of your own as well. Are you
Mm.
are you gonna do things like buy rounds of drinks? Spend a little cash to get that social capital flowing?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
roll me
wants
4
to
dice.
gather a crowd with that.
And what
4?
kind of people are you looking for?
Any willing fans that want to go on the voyage with him, help him to set up his fame in a different country with him.
He's looking for groupies.
Groupies, yes.
Kinda, yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 4, right?
Yeah, 4 dice. 2 successes. Let's see here. I'm just checking something real fast. So, you strike out for the night early in the evening while people are still attending, like, boxing rings and bare knuckle brawling pits. Um, And you see if you can round up people who are attracted to your personal fame and, like, your clout as a boxer, who wouldn't mind, who aren't attached their life here in London, and would move on your say so because they think you're that cool, right? I'm being a little generalizing here, but is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you managed to find 3 people who think that you're just that amazing of a pugilist, who want to learn under you, or are effectively like smitten by you, who wish to take the trip. In addition, you find 7 more who are adventurous spirits who think that this is a good opportunity to like see the world, to get out there and like go on an adventure more than anything else. So on your character sheet, mark that you have a 1 herd. I'll also make a note in the resources that shared resources 7 adventurous spirits. Willing to take crossing. Okay. And that's what you got to in the wee hours of the evening. Yeah. Is anyone else looking to do a little bit of abstract stuff real quick?
Yeah, I might try to find some, I guess, what would the nun's version of acolytes be? People that are willing to come with me to spread the religion to the new world.
You're trying to find like some people to go on a mission, effectively?
Basically, yeah. As
Sure.
Sister Patrizia.
How do you approach this subject? What's your tactics here, Evelyn? Sister Patricia.
Basically that I'm going to the new world to spread the word of God and save souls, that kind of thing. And I need other people to help me to spread the word and minister to the people.
How much of this is a lie?
None of it.
None of it.
She genuinely wants to do that.
Okay.
She is lying by omission that she would also potentially use them to feed from, but none of what she says is a lie.
They would genuinely be doing religious work while there.
Yes. And if they're not already trained, she would be training them.
Okay, give me a charisma plus leadership. Do you have any thoughts of alternate identity?
2.
Add an extra dot.
Okay. Was charisma and
Charisma and leadership.
leadership? Okay.
That's 1, 0, 2. Total of 2 successes. So, just like with Benedict, you find a 2 herd of people people who are genuinely down to undertake this mission. And then you find 7 religiously persecuted souls. wishing to escape to the New World.
And that's my herd.
You have the three people who are genuinely interested in your mission are your herd. The 7 others
split up.
are people who are willing to take the trip.
Okay.
That are adjacent to what you were looking for.
Do we know the capacity of the ship?
No.
Okay.
But Kemutai was and Benedict were on it. It's big.
Christoph.
Christoph, yeah.
Yes.
God
Yep.
damn it.
She could have told her. Yes, she could have told her.
Okay. She at least knows it's sufficient. I also want to... I know that Claudio mentioned he had brought rations enough for himself and I think Francois, but we're going to need like some barrels of flour and some dried
Hot-
fruit or something. And
Hardtack.
yeah, like dried meat and stuff. So should try and procure that too,
Okay.
especially because we're adding more people.
So, you're looking for specifically the people you're bringing along, or to stock up the entire ship.
Well, she knows that she needs to feed at least them, plus however many Benedict manages to find. So, to be safe, maybe enough for 20 people, since she's bringing 10.
Okay, so you see your resources here?
Oh, plus crew need feeding as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of purchasing the ship will be outfitting the crew with basic rations and such.
Okay. Yeah, I want slightly higher quality rations for the people that we'll be feeding off of.
One second, I'm editing a note here. So, the way that your fortunes work is there are a number of dice you roll to get what you want, and you can roll them a number of times equal to the amount of the dots they are.
Okay.
So you can use your 4 fortune 4 times, your 2 fortune twice, and your 1 fortune once.
Can I also ask the herd that I have to seek donations for our trip?
Your herd, your herd is more just mortals that are capable of being fed upon. They're not particularly skilled or like useful, to be honest.
Okay.
They're normal people with normal amounts of funds available to them.
I wasn't saying they would donate. I was saying they would ask other people to donate to us because we're going to minister to the New World and save souls and stuff.
That would be something you would do, and they might be able to help with.
Okay. So getting the supplies means rolling for the fortunes? How does that work?
Pick up. So you're gonna want to use the 4 fortune.
Okay.
And then you're gonna roll 4 dice, and we'll see what you manage to get.
I'm just using it all up?
They're using one. You're using a 4 fortune. The 4 fortune can be used 4 times.
Okay.
Okay. And this was to acquire like high quality provisions for a full sailing ship.
Yeah, for at least 20 passengers, I'm going to estimate, because the crew is already accounted for and the cost of the ship.
Mm-hmm. You managed to get high quality rations for about 50 people for about 3 months. So I'll add that. 3 uses remain. And 50 persons worth of ration of high quality rations. 3 months. Okay. Done. You managed to hit some markets and get enough dried fish, preserves, jams, good bread, wine to feed 50 people for 3 months, which is a lot of food, honestly.
Mhm.
Part of the wheeling and dealing is, like, having a place to store it in. Because I
Oh.
thought you wanted it all delivered to the abandoned chapel on the outside of town. Kristoff, Kimbertai, anything you guys want to do in this little end bit, little bit of homework bit.
I'm gonna send my projection back to the ship again, my astral form back to the ship,
Okay.
and I'll talk to the spirits that's left behind, and like the one that need their leathers and belongings into the family. I'll talk to them one by one and like try to make them happy. Basically
Since you
securing the
just keep
safetyness of the ship.
trying to roll the astral projection over and over again, I'm gonna say you succeed.
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll me a real fast. What is? You're effectively taking notes on the letters they want set out.
Yes.
Um. I'm gonna say
Is
this
there a lot
is.
of them? Like, if there's not that many, you can just go and like, memorize everything, right?
There's about 17 of them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there were more before.
The big
I'm gonna
ship needs a
say
big crew.
I'm gonna say perception and academics to just remember it all long
Perception?
enough to write it all down.
Oh boy, I only have perception. Let's go.
That's 2 successes.
Ah,
By the time you managed to get quill and ink, you managed to jot down about a dozen or so letters and notes for living family members.
yeah. I'll save that for when I go talk to my connection and have him help send this out.
Mm-hmm. You're a known weirdo, Mystic. They'll understand that you held a seance or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Kristoff.
Yes.
Just
Also,
Yep.
last question. When I send my astral projection there, do I see people still gathering around the ship? Is there still like, you know, Templar and all that?
Where before there weren't anyone guarding this dock, now there are people guarding this dock.
Are
There are
they
in
in
fact a
armor? Are
couple of
they wearing any
mortals on the
badge?
ship. Yeah.
Like, could I tell who they are, or just general guards?
You don't really recognize them. They're in like general militia and like well, one of them looked like a priest,
Okay.
but most of them
And
look like they're in militia uniforms.
are the ghosts bothered by these priests?
They don't seem to care.
Okay. Okay. That's all for me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Last but not least, Kristoff.
Yep, I would just go feed then. In the meantime,
How do you hunt? What's your methodology?
our drunk. Look for the drunk people.
Look for drunks and just nom?
Basically,
Perception and streetwise. Or wits and streetwise. You managed to find, in like the hour after sunset, 2 people who are drunk and isolated enough to do the nibble and bite. Take as much as you find reasonable from those 2, and note it. Also, yeah, you can spend 1 point of willpower for using that power.
alrighty. So that would be about 5 points in in between those 2. Will that work?
Yep.
Back to full.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna call it here. Great session, y'all. Spooky session.
It was fun.
Next time, seems like y'all will be negotiating over a boat and maybe getting out of the city.
Yippee!
Yippee!
Thank
Well
you,
done.
Hectic. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody.
So,
Thank you for the session.
you're very welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
So while we're here, let's plug our bullshit. Yui made Baka go first last time, so it's Yui's turn.
Damn it! Hi, y'all. I'm Yui, the shot from hell. Nothing new happening this week other than you're gonna try to finish Worm's model and doing some other art. Also, another birthday gift for another friend. Yes, that's about it. That's coming. Other than that, yeah. Thank you.
Right. Next, let's go to Backwater. Fuck it.
Hi, it's me, Bakawater. I'll try to stream next week. I've been looking forward to playing this horror game that was recommended to me called Darkwood. So I'll get started on that.
Yes,
That one's got
That
a
is all.
art style from what I hate seeing.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Top down.
Let's just keep bouncing back and forth. OP.
That's the residents, bad decision makers, all take it here, which will hopefully continue to prove that tomorrow. Have enough time to show off this cool anxiety-inducing game named Buckshot Roulette, which planning to turn that on tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. He was playing it earlier in a VC with me and Yui. His luck is just as bad as it is in game.
Yep.
I've literally been there, dude. I know the pain.
Bad enough to be entertaining.
Bad enough to consider making a character who makes other people roll, and never dice.
Oh boy.
I at one point
That's my
considered
boy.
making a saving throw character just so I never had to touch the dice. But hey, there's one person who needs to plug the stuff still. It's Vivica. Take it away.
I am Mage Vivica. I probably be starting Mass Effect 2 next week, provided that IRL stuff stops trying to kick me while I'm down. I'll also try to get back to writing so that I can have more weekly buffs with people, talk about mental health, relationships, generally being human. And once I have another one of those, then we can start watching them on stream on Mondays again and chatting and then gaming. So looking forward to it.
Real fast. Speaking of relationships and being human, if you had to pick a human romance option in Mass Effect,
Me? I mean, my Shepard is gay as fuck, so the only option was Liara because she killed Ashley, so that was in 1. I don't know what's going to happen in 2.
you know, Ashley's a bad choice. Like she's like on the one hand,
She's an extra bad choice now because she's dead.
yeah. On the one hand, she's an actually genuinely intelligent and like well-rounded human being. On the other hand,
So
she's
racist.
spacist.
She's so racist.
It's like, oh well,
Raven was not having it.
she's family oriented. She's cool. She's well read. There seems to be no downside here. Oh, she's spacist. Fuck.
Oh,
There had
so
to be a fun
racist
song.
aliens.
Racist.
Raven was just not having that. I didn't even mean to kill her. I was just like, well, I need the bomb to not be destroyed. So, yeah, we'll go reinforce Caden, who's protecting the bomb. And then, Ashley's gone. Oops, okay.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, it's my first playthrough, so. I know I want romance in 3, but I think I need a mod for that.
Depends. 3, they basically let you shag whoever you wanted, as long as they're a party member.
Apparently, there is one person that is gender locked on set, unfortunately.
Ah. Yes, it's my turn. Hi.
most-
Go ahead.
The most gay looking character, too.
Kasumi?
Jack.
Jack's gender lock?
Yeah. I think
Huh.
apparently they were going to make her bi, but they ran out of time. So there's a mod that you can unlock the, incomplete content to romance her if you're a woman.
Because they made everyone buy in 3.
Yeah, they just hate me personally.
Because it was weird, because, like, Garrus could have been your best friend through the entire series, and then been like, hey, you want to shag? And you're like, where's this coming from?
Back during that time.
I always wanted to give you a reach around, bro.
Even in Dragon Age back then, only one character was bi. But then they
Yeah.
changed with the 3rd game. Oh, no, with the 2nd game. Yeah, with the 2nd game they changed.
Yeah. Anyway, BioWare romances aside,